What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to look at the Chromecast. Why though? When I was trying to make a video about the Pixel 7, it just would not connect via wire. So I had to find out another solution on how I was going to make a video on how the Pixel 7 plays games, and also the recording doesn't work that well. When recording, you only get like 8 to 12 minutes of recording, and then it just shuts down. It's not going to work. Doesn't help us, right? Well, I had an old Chromecast sitting around, and I figured, why don't I try that? So, I want to try the newest Chromecast. This is actually the Chromecast 4K. And guess what? It actually worked. There are some benefits, even if you aren't struggling with HDCP. One benefit is wireless streaming and recording. Second benefit would be fast charging. Third benefit would be actually streaming and playing at full frames while streaming and recording. There may be some drawbacks, but we'll go over those.
Let's do the unboxing now. Comes in the usual Google packaging. Supports Google TV. It is the 4K version, which supports 4K in HDR 60 FPS. That doesn't mean that your stream or recordings are necessarily going to be in 4K, but when you watch TV, that's where the 4K will kick in. And actually, when you plug it into a capture card, it will not even allow you to do 4K, just when you're watching TV. Now, you'll have to still connect it in almost traditionally, where usually you'd have to connect via USB hub into an HDMI splitter and then into the capture card. With this setup, you'd be actually doing Chromecast to the HDMI splitter to the capture card. It doesn't actually have a magnetic HDMI like it did on my old Chromecast. That's kind of a bummer. Now with the controller, it comes with a YouTube button and a Netflix button. Most commonly on most controllers nowadays, it's what you're going to expect is to have those apps on your controller. My Samsung just came with preset buttons as well. Also, we have the USB cable here. It gets powered through the AC adapter and a USB cord. Those all come together, go into the HDMI splitter. It does come with batteries. And here you go. You got the dongle, controller, USB wire, and AC adapter. That's what comes in the box.
Here's the necessary equipment that you'll need to actually make this happen. First, you'll need a capture card, whether it's a cheap one or an Elgato. The higher the quality, the better experience you'll have. So I definitely recommend going Elgato, but if you can't, the cheap one still works. Of course, you got the Chromecast, and that's what allows you to cast to your capture card wirelessly. And here we have the HDMI splitter. It's not necessarily required. I have tested it without, but it does make it less problematic. There are times where the audio will sound grainy, or you'll experience problems with video transferring. So this is the best bet to make it work more flawlessly. Now let's go over some pros and cons. It is Android and iOS compatible. Second, you can stream completely wireless. And if you're not streaming completely wireless, you can fast charge. And the whole reason why I started this whole thing was because the Pixel 7 had strong DMCA, which doesn't allow you to share your screen. So this method lets you get around HDCP, which doesn't allow your phone to actually cast its screen. And it will also save you money on all the wires that you have to rebuy because they keep failing because you keep moving your phone around with the wire. But here's some cons. There is a slight audio delay, about a half second, maybe less. Sometimes the audio will cut out fully, which is because the streamed video freezes, but does not freeze on your phone. It's just for what it's casting. It's quick, it's not really that intrusive, but it's something to consider. And if you watch the gameplay, you'll see that there were times where the video got a little bit grainy because it just couldn't keep up with the bit rate. But that's for the viewers, not for you. You're playing at 120 hertz, which you should be, and your viewers are just experiencing the grainy video.
Here we're showing that there's a slight video delay which causes an audio delay. We're using the USB capture card, which is a little bit more egregious than the Elgato. But if you're in a situation where you have to use it this way, where you need to go for a cheaper device, like the USB capture card, it still works. Just don't try to play with the video from the capture card. Here's the comparison with the USB capture card and an Elgato. Video quality is a little bit better. Video delay is a little less. Makes it a little bit more useful to do it this way, but there is still a slight delay, as you can see, right? Which will cause an audio delay as well. So it's not as efficient as a wired connection, but it's definitely usable if you're forced to use it this way. Plus, as you can see from the mini pros at the end of the video, there's many pros to using this method, using the Chromecast to stream and record. 3, 2, 1.
Now that we've gone over everything, would you consider streaming this way? What do you think? Audio may be an issue, but you're also not nerfing yourself by playing at 60 frames instead of the full 90 or 120, right? So maybe this is something you can consider. Instead of plugging into a USB hub, maybe you should consider casting to the Chromecast. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like the video. Now that we found out a solution for the Pixel 7, now we can stream it and record, and I'll have some Pixel 7 gameplay coming up soon. Peace!